Hey everybody, welcome back for more I Would Camp That. We are just in a little town called Smoky Lake, and Rita's just in the SO right now, and then we'll be heading to a spot that we found for a camp out tonight. No prohibition signs, cute little place. We just wrapped up doing our last abandoned beauty. By the time we were done, our feet, footwear, everything was soaked. I really regret not bringing my big Ironman winter boots. I've got my hiking shoes, which have been really good. They're just not the best for snow and water and such, but they're just on the downside vent right now, just drying up. And Rita and I are also on our last pairs of socks too. I think I'm on like pair of sock number 6 in the last like 36 hours. So we've done some really good bombing around. Some of the stuff we've seen out here, I was telling Rita off camera, we almost got to come back here like in the summer or even the fall, just when stuff's a bit drier and more accessible, because every place we've gone to, it's just been like bulldozing through the snow. And Rita's back in the truck. Yay, Rita!
Hey.
So we had a great day of bombing around. Got pretty soaked below the knees with all the snow, but we saw some great abandoned beauties. Have you had a good day today?
Mm-hmm.
I caught Rita as she was eating. Okay, well now that Rita's back in the truck, we're gonna get on the road. I've been told firmly before that if I get on the road before Rita gets back in the truck, that's a deal breaker and we might not be able to do the channel together anymore. So I'm trying to be better about that. Let's head to this little spot that we found and let's have another night of camping. And here we are. We seem to have a bit of a theme going this trip. We're at another place with a picnic shelter. Yeah, just off of a back road. And there's no sign saying that we can't overnight camp. Now over at the shelter, a little deceptive. There's a chimney up top there, so there might have been a wood stove there once, but there isn't any longer. But there are benches in there. It's a bit mucky. But I did find this patch of grass over here. I'm really regretting forgetting my winter boots. My hiking shoes are still drying. But thankfully this grass is nice and dry, so I'm just walking around with my socks on right now. Hey babe, can you hand me my shoes?
Your soaking wet shoes?
Yeah, I'm gonna put them on the hood of the truck just so they're in the sun.
That's an idea.
That way we don't gotta be wasting fuel on the truck. Ugh. Okay, one. We've got about a few hours of daylight left and it's not as cold as it was last night, so hopefully that'll set my shoes right. And since we're not planning to bomb around anymore, let's go ahead and get the fridge cord from the dash and we'll plug it into the jackery. The DC port is on and the fridge is on. Oh, reminder for both of us. If the fridge doesn't have to work that hard and it's not putting out too much of an output, after about 12 hours, the DC port will turn off because it'll think it's not being used.
Right.
Yeah, so we just might have to check on the fridge. Well, for sure check on it when we wake up in the morning.
Okay.
Well, after all that bombing around, babe, I think we've earned a little bit of rest. I'm just gonna move my bag out of the way there. Okay. After you, babe.
All right, 1 second.
Oh, did your boot get ripped?
Yeah, I think all the ripping through really deep snow. Look right along the seam. The reinforced seam, too.
Yeah, these are the boots you got in Hungary, eh?
Yeah, I mean, I have shoe goo at home, but that stuff takes like 24 hours to cure. And it's cracking a bit here, too. Let's see how my other boot's faring. Yeah, see, the reinforced seam here is doing okay. You can see it's cracking a little bit here where the boot goes through the most amount of bending.
Yep.
So I can fix those, but the shoe needs to be cleaned and wiped down with an alcohol wipe before the glue can have a good contact point.
Yeah.
You know, the liner on the inside is ripped too. I can see my thumbnail through it. I can maybe do one more trip through deep snow and get my socks wet again.
Yeah.
But I think that's it. I'm going to have to take these home and fix them before I do anything else.
We did put them through the ringer the last couple of days, and those boots you got in Hungary, I don't think the nation of Hungary intended them for the kind of stuff we're doing. Here, I'm going to pass you the camera, just so I don't end up accidentally kneeling on it. You're already bundled up in a blanket, eh?
I don't want to get into the sleeping bag with my dirty day clothes, but yeah, I just grabbed one of the blankets.
Where are the other blankets? I want to get bundled up in a blanket.
I gave you the large brown blanket. Did you put it into the sleeping bag last night?
I think it might be under the sleeping bag. I'll grab it. Well, still quite a bit of light outside. At least it ain't as chilly and as windy as it was yesterday, huh, babe?
Yeah.
Yeah. That was a frigid, gross wind yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Definitely a few regrets for I should have packed this. April is a weird month up here in Canada. Like, it's such a wild card. Like, you'll have some years where February will roll around and parts of Alberta are already into springtime and most, if not all, of the snow is gone. And I remember living in Lethbridge. We had one Christmas down there where there was no snow.
Yeah?
It was just a yellow Christmas, like just a bunch of dead grass and there was no snow. Mm. But some April months where snow's all gone and we're already into spring, or it's starting to feel like early summer. But this is one of those ones where winter is just clinging onto the edge of the cliff with icy aggressive claws and not letting go. In a few months, we'll be coming on basically our 4-year anniversary of starting truck camping. It was like a year and change before we started our channel. But still love getting out and doing this. And, you know, I always try to approach life with, you know, an attitude of thanksgiving and just counting my blessings, the fact that, you know, I can go out and do stuff like this. And, you know, it's interesting, like we did a lot of romping through the snow today and checking out abandoned beauties and just a lot of running around. And like I've mentioned in prior videos that I was diagnosed with type 2 diabetes. We actually tried to do a series last summer. Any of you that have been following our channel, if you're new to our channel, welcome, happy to have you. But for any of you that have been following our channel over the last year or so, we did try to do a series last summer, and I was not feeling good at all. Didn't know I was diabetic, so felt like a zombie. We also had a catastrophic memory card issue. So, you know, a couple of things. But going out today, my point in bringing this up is like, I remember just how awful I felt before I was diagnosed, and going on hikes and camping and exploring abandoned stuff out where we were. We were down in the Crow's Nest Pass in southwest Alberta, and yeah, I just remember how horrible I felt. And but we were doing footage, we were out camping, and I'm supposed to be having fun while I'm camping. And I just remember it was a lot of fake it till you make it, and pushing myself when I sometimes felt like just dropping dead. And today though, like all the romping through the snow, the hiking, the little hiking, you know what I mean, going around the abandoned buildings and such, like I just feel great. I feel energetic. I feel happy. I feel healthy. And now we're just chilling in the back, and I don't feel like, like I'm just going to pass out for 12 hours. I feel good. I feel content. I'm just really thankful for that. It's important to stop and just be grateful for the little things.
Good evening, Iwouldcampthat fans. We just had a nice quiet lay down just to kind of get over the excitement of the day. Not gonna lie, we ran out of light, and it has been a pretty chilly day, and our wet socks and shoes certainly didn't help. We had a dinner plan, but standing around in those wet socks and shoes would not have been fun or comfortable at all. So I had a meal plan of a nice, delicious, warm egg curry, but we have changed up our plans. We ate sandwiches quite late in the day, so neither of us are really hungry for a full meal. Instead, we're just going to have a snacky supper of meats, cheeses, and vegetables. I've got some celery and peanut butter, salami and cheese. And as you can see, Dustin has set up our single burner here. Don't worry, our windows are cracked, to have some hot tea as well. This will tide us over till tomorrow morning, when we might have some more hot tea then. What kind of tea are you making yourself?
I don't have much for herbal in here right now. I'm just doing like a red rubus. I think I'm reading the French side.
Rubus?
Rubus?
Rubus tea, yeah. A
rubus.
Red tea, non-caffeinated.
Yeah.
Smells good.
It's one of the few herbal options that I have in the kitchen box right now. I love how we have this all set up, because like everything, other than the food we pulled out of the fridge, everything you see here, we've been just keeping in the tote. All right, go ahead. Are you sure you don't want some tea, babe?
Oh, I'm sure. I don't doubt your tea making skills, but I'm a weenie when it comes to hot drinks. So whenever I have hot tea, I'm sitting around burning my mouth, or I'm sitting around waiting for it to cool off, and it's never cool enough for me to drink before we want to go to bed. So.
I was going to say, if you doubt a man's ability to make tea, that man...
No comment.
Making tea is pretty fail-proof, in my opinion, but... Okay. There we go. That'd be a good time for me to just spill it everywhere.
Please don't. Especially not after you've added sweetener. Hey, Dustin.
Yeah, what's up, babe?
Hey, since your shoes are absolutely soaked through, I know you're kind of sitting on the end there, but show the viewers what we have as an alternative for you.
Yeah, it kind of worked out for getting the winter boots at home. We picked these up at the Esso. Mm-hmm. So they're Snoozy brand slippers.
Generally for indoor grandma use.
Yeah.
I was very close to getting you some pink ones that said grandma, because they had mostly kid sizes, not adult sizes.
I'd wear those.
You would.
I'd rock those. I'd be a cool grandma. I mean, I've said before that I'm type 2 diabetic, so I really got to take good care of my feet. The fact that I did forget my big Iron Man winter boots, my hiker shoes, which are great shoes, they're pretty soaked right now. So I'm actually going to be keeping these inside of the truck. Like, they're just going to stay in the rig. I'll keep them in my basket. And really, if I'm just laying down and relaxing back here or going to sleep, I sometimes, I have a heck of a time with my feet getting too cold. Like, I'll go to sleep, I'll be bundled up in the sleeping bag, and my feet feel fine. And then I wake up in the morning and my feet are freezing, and it just takes forever to get them to warm back up. ever since I put these on, they've been really nice. There's a lot of room for like one of those foot warmers that you can throw in there as well too. So yeah, I think this will be a nice little addition to the rig, because my feet do feel quite cozy.
Yeah. They're still obviously quite soft bottom. They're not going to help you if you have to run across gravel in a hurry. So I think in the future, I'm going to get you some of those fleece-lined Crocs to protect your feet, both from cold and from sharp rocks.
Crocs are good for the water too, right?
I mean,
like some people take them into the water. I've never worn Crocs. I've seen them, but I've never worn them.
I don't have Crocs either, but yeah, having them as a water shoe might be easier than finding them actual water shoes nowadays.
Yeah, and whether you're diabetic or not, I mean, everybody should be taking care of their feet. And I don't know about the rest of y'all, but if I wake up and my feet feel like ice, the rest of me feels terrible. So, yeah, pamper your feet.
You know, if you're eating something horribly disorganized, like celery, peanut butter, meat, cheese, tea, chips, sandwiches, what have you, if you put that on a spread, people will say that this looks disorganized and messy. But if I were to put this all on an artisanal wooden board, we would call it charcuterie.
Right? No, this is fine by me. I'm just leaving the burner up in case I decide to make more tea. This little teapot here is great, but he's only really good for like one person. So I might have some more after this. We'll see. I think the fridge is doing too good of a job.
A little extra crunchy?
Yeah, it's pretty frosted over.
Oh dear.
But we can say I ate some vegetables today.
We'll have to eat quite a bit then, because I don't think celery does well if it freezes and thaws again. It might get wilted super fast. You can just go ahead and dip it straight into the peanut butter. We're not worrying about a butter knife to spread anything.
Yeah, it might be weird if we had company, but it's just us, so.
Depends on your company, I guess.
Yeah. Well, as Rita crunches celery in the background, we're just going to hang out, enjoy the rest of our little snack tote board thing. And I might make some more tea. It's really cool being able to do all of this in the back of a truck. We'll follow up with you folks in the morning after we've, had our time to just hang out. Gonna go to sleep and just hopefully have a good sleep. And yeah, like I said, we'll catch up with you in the morning. Good morning, my friends. Such a beautiful morning. A little chilly, but not much for wind. Unfortunately, we've got to get on the road and start heading home. I'd love to stay here a bit longer. But hey, it was a lovely 2 days out with all the abandoned stuff we got to go see and the couple nights of camping with Rita. So stay classy, everybody. Thanks for joining us for this little adventure, and I will see you on the next one.